The following post is the work of fiction created purely for entertainment within the College Football 26 universe. All characters, events, and storylines, including Coach Clay Stonewall Merritt, Frankie the Horn Calderon, and the UTSA Roadrunners and their opponents, are entirely fictional and not affiliated with the NCAA, UTSA, or any real institutions. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rise of the Roadrunners series, week 12, episode 12. It is the regular season finale of our first season of this Rise of the Roadrunner series, following Coach Clay Stonewall Merritt, Frankie the Horn Calderon, as he's been broadcasting all of these games, both from UTSA and then also around the country, as we've had trips to Kyle Field and College Station. We've had trips out to Denton, Texas, playing North Texas. Rice came in and was at the Alamo Dome. It's been an incredible season as we're getting set for Conference Championship week, hopefully, if everything goes well. And then throughout the rest of the postseason, make sure that you're subscribed to this YouTube channel. Make sure that you're bookmarking feotbpod.org. That's where you can keep up with everything Rise of the Roadrunners as soon as it happens. One-stop shop for all of the blogs that have been coming out. All of the videos are posted there. Our podcasts come out every Thursday, so make sure that you're checking out the podcast. Follow at feotbpod on all social media platforms. Tonight, Coach Clay Stonewall Merritt's trying to keep his team's focus. Right now, they are 11-0, the number one team in the American Conference. If they are successful and hold off the United States Army Academy, they would be undefeated throughout the regular season. Second time that's happened since Coach Scott Coker was in the inaugural FBS season. They would be hosting the American Conference Championship. The Naval Academy would be coming in, the midshipmen, for that game after only sustaining one loss and back into the top 25. I believe they're ranked 21st in the country. UTSA carrying that number 17 ranking. It is a blessing in disguise playing Army in the last week of the season because you get to see that triple option offense early. It is a trap spot because all of the things that are coming up, you have to win your conference championship to make the playoff as a group of five school this year. So if you do not take care of business, if you slip up this week or next week, all of that work, the 11 wins that you've had so far, the amazing legacy that is being built behind the players, Devin McEwen, Owen McCown, Robert Henry Jr. It's going to be the last time that we're seeing Henry Jr., Shad Banks Jr., John Emery Jr., Kendrick Blackshire. These are going to be the last times that they're taking the field in a regular season contest in the Alamo Dome, guys that have built up the culture of this program. And I know that they are looking to go out with an absolute bang. So without further ado, we're going to go out to the Alamo City from the studio here in the far end of the bench studios. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you after the game. But for now, we're going to send it out to the Alamo Dome with Frankie the Horn Calderon on 94.3 The Bird and the far end of the bench YouTube channel.
Thank you very much to Jimmy Pilato and the Far End of the Bench podcast for hosting this Rise of the Roadrunner series. We are both sad and excited to be bringing to you the final installment of the regular season. It is week 12 of this series. The UT San Antonio Roadrunners enter today's contest ranked number 17 in the nation. They are hosting the first of back-to-back military academies if things go well. Whether they win tonight or not, they will be in the American Conference Championship. However, if you lose, you miss out on a shot at the bracket. It is slated currently that they would be the 12th seed playing California, upstart undefeated program, and then the winner of that matchup would go on to play possible ACC champion Clemson. Obviously, there's still a lot of games to happen. This one is underway here in the Alamo City senior night as the returner is able to make his way to about the 26-yard line, and that is where we're going to see this highly explosive offense begin their work. Henry Jr., sixth-year senior, in the backfield for the final time as a UT San Antonio Roadrunner. You know he wants to make a statement. He's going to get the opening carry of this one out of the shotgun formation. Makes one man miss. Trevor Timmons, tackle for the Roadrunners, is going to be down with an injury. He's going to be helped off on the sideline. That'll stop the clock. But a gain of 8 on the first play from scrimmage. Not quite as explosive as last week, but Henry Jr. averaging about 160 yards per contest as he's going to break into the open field, slips a tackle, and now nobody's in front of him. Across the American Conference logo at the 25, 10, 5, touchdown, Roadrunners! Any mental lapse in this contest is going to highlight the normal discipline difference that you see in these games, where the academies go out and teams get lackadaisical, they lose focus, and they aren't able to capitalize. Well, in that one, Robert Henry Jr. breaks into the open field. Brock Chambers adds the extra point. 2 plays, 74-yard drive. Drawing first blood in this contest, and UT San Antonio not wanting to give any room for error. We mentioned it last week. Every single contest is a beauty pageant as this kickoff is underway here. Fielded at about the 1-yard line, and fumble on the play, recovered by Zach Morris. If you recall, a few weeks ago, he had back-to-back scoop and scores on kickoff return plays. This time, just able to gain possession, and now the offense going back to work. McCown, play action fake, firing from the shotgun. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Senior DeCorian Clark able to nab his first touchdown of the contest. The final time that he's going to be taking the field in a regular season action for the Roadrunner squad as well. That's going to push the lead out to 14 as Chambers will knock home the extra point. Oh my goodness. This team will score on you in bunches. That last 15-second scoring drive brought to you by the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel and 94.3 The Bird. We appreciate you tuning in all season. Continue to check us out as we roll through the postseason following this contest. Returner able to slip a tackle there at the 15, gains a couple extra yards out to the 17-yard line, but that is where he will stop. And now we're going to get our first glimpse of the Army offense. The vaunted Military Academy wing T triple option. We are probably going to see a much larger dose of base packages, 4-3, 4-6. Probably not going to see as much of our nickel units on the field as that opening play there. Option to the left. K.N. Roberts Day, by the way, leads the league in sacks in the entire nation. 16 sacks on the season. He gets the big tackle for loss on the first play from scrimmage for the Black Knight offense. Shotgun formation now for Army, and they're going to get an option play out of the shotgun formation. Hayden Reed, the running back there, senior for the Army Academy, able to get forward for a gain of 4. Now 3rd down and 9. Nickel personnel on the field for UT San Antonio, and they're going to chase down this quarterback sneak. Dwayne Coleman tried to get the edge on the sweep, and he loses about half a yard, so it's going to be 4th down and 9. 3 really solid outings from this UT San Antonio defensive line, not allowing this motion and option offense to get out ahead of him. Mekhi Anderson makes a big cut at midfield, and he'll take it to the opposing 45, and that is where McCown and this offense will set up for their 3rd series of the day. Counter play out of the shotgun here. Henry Jr. doing a good job of finding his blockers. That one not going to be explosive on the highlight reel, but it's a good body blow run there. Gain of 5. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Birds. Lefty quarterback from Rusk, Texas, gets the shotgun snap here, looking to throw. Fires. Diving attempt there from McEwen, but just a little bit too far. Threw that one into double coverage, so McCown probably should have been looking somewhere else. Nonetheless, that'll bring up the first 3rd down of the day for this Roadrunner offense. Going to throw again. This one goes to Amador. David Amador from his slot position, making a lot of space, and that is going to be good for it. 1st down and a gain of about 20 on the play. From just outside the red zone, here comes the offense out of the shotgun. Henry Jr. dive once again. Nice little tightrope move there along the hash marks. He'll pick up the 1st down yardage, and now we are deep inside Black Knight territory from the 15-yard line. RPO play here. He's going to leave it with Henry Jr. That time, defense able to pull him down before he gets across first down yardage. That's only a gain of 7. 98 yards on the first 5 carries for Robert Henry Jr. in his last performance in front of these Bird faithful. RPO play once again. McEwen on the screen. Big juke move at the 5. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Roadrunners. An absolutely incredible season from the junior team captain, making his quarterback's life a lot easier. He is a beautiful RPO receiver, as he's always ready for the pass to come his way, and he's able to take advantage there, get the ball into the end zone. Chambers, good with the extra point. Now with 2:42 left to go in the first quarter, a kickoff after gaining a 21-point lead, 21-0 here. Army on the return, out past the 15 to about the 16-yard line this time. Heavy set on the right side of the formation here. Army still in the shotgun. Read option play, and that is Ty Leonard, who we talked about. He's going to be on the field quite a bit in that 4-3 package. Did not get fooled by the handoff fake. Now second down and 14, another option play. Dwayne Coleman trying to get some space, but he is swallowed up before he's able to get anything going off of the fake. Loss of 2, third down and 16. And the Roadrunners are going to be able to allow this run. Halfback draw. Decent carry that time, gain of about 8 from Hayden Reed. That'll still bring up fourth down and 6, and we'll send the punting unit back onto the field. Makai Anderson from his own 35-yard line. Let's see what he has in store here. Makes one man miss, but a nice swinging tackle. Able to get him down at the midfield stripe. So McCown and this Roadrunners offense, after getting it on the RPO screen, setting up from the 50. Sweep play goes to Henry Jr. Big hole over on the right side. Cuts up the sideline and lowers his shoulder. He's going to get an extra few yards all the way down inside the 26-yard line. 121 yards rushing on the day for big number 20. The heartbeat guard dogging cleats, finishing off his career in style. McCown going to throw it this time. Houston Thomas, the tight end, number 88, gets this pass. He gets inside the 15 down to the 14. First down once again, and the UTSA offense is rolling. Navy's going to need to do a lot of scouting of this tape. And now Henry Jr. gets the RPO screenplay. He's going to find the opening, get into space, and add to this lead. That's going to make it 28, barring the extra point. Second touchdown of the day for Henry Jr. That is 135 all-purpose yards from him. If he is not in New York for the Heisman finalist, I don't know if anything makes sense in this sport anymore. That is a huge touchdown drive. Now we have a 4-touchdown lead, still inside the first quarter. 1:05 left to play in the opening frame. Returner from about the 3 will make it to the 14-yard line and set up the Army offense inside their own 20 once again. Spread wing formation here. 2 receivers on either side. A couple of fakes trying to get going on the reverse. Ty Leonard holding his edge, and Hayden Reed just barely able to get across the line of scrimmage. Call it a gain of 1. Second down and 9 upcoming. Play action fake. Coleman looking to throw. He's swarmed under. The nation's leader in sacks, K. Roberts Day, is going to get there again. The Southwest Sack Exchange open for business. Third and 13. Army's going to be forced into yet another passing situation. They're going to hand it off instead. That one did not fool the UTSA defense. Cameron Blaylock, also, along with K. Roberts Day, shut the door on that one. Tackle made at the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 13. And we're going to get the 4th punt of the afternoon from the Black Knights. Anderson up the middle. Nearly broke free to the left side there, but he's able to be corralled at the 41-yard line. Army still trying to get themselves inside this game. The defense having zero answers for anything that UTSA is able to do. Read option play. McCown sneaks behind his blockers. And the less athletic of the two quarterbacks making things work with his legs there. 20 yards on the scramble. That'll be the last play of the first quarter. So that is going to end the first one at 28-0. UTSA had the question of, are they going to be able to hold their focus knowing what's in front of them, possibly hosting the conference championship? So far, so good. Are they going to be able to stay disciplined in the option attack? I would say the defense has been outstanding once again. So far, so good. There really aren't many more questions to answer other than let's get out of here with a victory, make it 8-0 in the conference. Watch Navy and Army beat each other up next week and see what we have in store for the American Conference Championship. RPO pass goes to McEwen along the left sideline. Fights forward across first down yardage. 6 passing attempts for McCown. He's nailed 5 of them. Has about 63 yards passing coming out of the first quarter. Henry Jr. in motion. He's going to get the pop pass. Spin move. Fighting forward. Drags a couple Army defenders into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown, Roadrunners. Pushing the score up to 34, but that is a Herculean effort. Somebody that's trying to close out their time in this space. He's celebrating with his fellows, 5th-year senior, Shad Banks Jr. on the sidelines. But if you watch that play, following the spin move, he had about 2 more defenders to beat, lowers his shoulder, tried to go low on him, and he dives, lunges the ball across the goal line. Chambers will put on the extra point. 35-0 your score coming out at the beginning of the second quarter. 4:37 here to go before halftime. From the 4-yard line, the returner going up the numbers gets blasted at the 15-yard line. Coleman in the shotgun. Still trying to run it here. Army's offense not built for a comeback. Brandon Tucker not fooled on the read option play, and he's able to drop Coleman deep into the backfield. 2nd down and 14 upcoming for the Black Knights. Wingback goes in motion, fakes the fullback dive. Coleman looking to throw, and he's going to get swarmed by Ty Leonard. That is a big man coming off the edge, number 99 there, making his presence felt. Gets the big sack on 2nd down. Now 3rd down and 21 for this stagnant Army offense. From his own end zone, Coleman looking to throw, gets the pass off. Ball's on the turf. Vic Shaw scoops it. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Coleman probably should have just gone down in the end zone. Instead, tries to make something happen. His tight end catches the pass. Cyrus Dumas forces the fumble on the massive hit. And big number 31, Vic Shaw, who's used to chasing down quarterbacks, scoops up the loose ball with absolutely nobody in front of him. Army's offensive line has no answer for the Southwest Sack Exchange. Chambers, after the extra point, getting set to send this one away on the kickoff. 42-0 is the score, and this sequence is starting to get out of hand. It's fitting that we're having this series come out in October. Lots of spooky vibes here. Army's seeing a lot of ghosts in the form of the Southwest Sack Exchange, who, along with Shad Banks Jr., make a huge stop on the 1st down running play. Army still trying to run their normal scheme, but they're running out of time, and they're running out of time quickly. Down by 6 scores, having yet to amass more than 1 first down on a single drive, as Coleman's going to take a handoff there. And that will be stuffed in the backfield. 3rd down and 3. 3rd down and 13. Option play to the left. Pitch goes out to the running back. 1 man missed. Blackshire also missed, but Tucker scoops up the loose tackle. We get a nice look there. Obviously, we mentioned Cal would be the opening matchup if UTSA is able to go on through this rest of this game and next week against the Naval Academy in the conference championship game. They would play California, and now Micaiah Anderson breaks into the open field on the punt return. 25, 15, 10, 5, sprints past the punter, touchdown, Roadrunners. Special teams has been a huge point of this entire team. From the kickoff squad, nearly almost always pinning people deep inside their own 20. Micaiah Anderson has been one of the most dangerous returners in the entire country, continuing to have balls punted to him, and he's going to continue to make teams pay. Big return after big return, and that one is able to go all the way home for pay dirt. 49-0 the score. 3 minutes left to go until halftime. Couple missed tackles on that kickoff there. Returner now goes out past the 20 to the 22. That is a victory in and of itself. Army sitting at a minus 17 rushing yard total on the day. When you run a wing T option-based offense, that is not a good sign. Option play here. Pitch goes deep into the backfield, and it's going to be a loss of 4. They're going to try again, 2nd down and 13, just under 3 minutes left to go here in the half. Fullback dive on the option play. Jake Rendina able to get about 2 yards back, so it's going to be 3rd down and 12 from the 20. Ooh, safety blitz from the backfield. I believe that's Cyrus Duma once again. No, that Jimmy Weirick, number 18, from his free safety position. Free safety blitz beats Dwayne Coleman and this Army offensive line. Anderson, after housing his last punt return, fields this one at his 45. Gets it across midfield out to the Army 49, but that is where he will be stopped. Oh, McCown under heavy pressure on that play. Pass will hit his offensive lineman in the back of the head and fall harmlessly to the turf, but that one is the first real successful play we've seen out of this Black Knight defense against the Roadrunners. 2nd down and 10, 2:07 to go in the half. Amador gets the pass from his slot position. Nice drag route and a cut back to the inside of the field. Leaves the defender all the way out on the sidelines before he's taken down at the 22. 1st down and 10 for this offense, and that will be the last play before the 2-minute timeout. Let us know what you think about the way this season has continued to progress. Obviously, starting things off with the invasion of Kyle Field all the way through conference play. We had that tight game in Fort Collins against CSU as Henry Jr. gets the opening handoff outside of the 2-minute drill. Takes it forward for a gain of 7, and now we have 1:50 and counting left on the clock. But this team has continuously progressed. Few times now in a row that there's been 80-point shutouts. Henry Jr. making people miss in the open field. Moves his yardage total up to 155 yards on 9 carries. Let us know what you think the defining signature moment of this season has been for this Roadrunners team. Henry Jr. dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Roadrunners. That's his 3rd of the first half. Dropping back for a fadeaway in the end zone. 4th touchdown of the first half. 3rd rushing touchdown, and he had that earlier receiving touchdown as well. UTSA's best players are shining brightest in the biggest moments. Chambers adds the extra point. 56-0 your first half score right now. 1:32 left to go, so that can still change depending on how this next Army offensive possession goes. As returner is stuffed by Zach Morris, number 22, after getting a big fumble recovery early on in the first quarter that kind of cracked this game wide open. Gets a big stuff on that last kickoff return. Coleman still working that read option play. Brandon Tucker drops him for his 4th tackle for loss of the day. 2nd down and 11 upcoming for the Black Knights. Looking to throw now is Coleman. He's swarmed under. Brandon Tucker's going to get to him. Back-to-back plays. 10th sack of the season for number 40, Brandon Tucker. the junior linebacker, really putting in a lot of good work. That's also what we can talk about with this UTSA team right now, is they're getting production from anyone they put on the field. Ty Leonard, Brandon Tucker, Cameron Blaylock, Karen Roberts-Day, Shad Banks Jr., Kendrick Blackshire, all contributing members of this monster defense. Option play from Coleman, and he's going to get stuffed by Blackshire right at the edge of the goal line. And UTSA is going to call their first timeout of the half. That will leave them with about, after the return, 30 seconds to see if they can put any more points on the board before halftime here. Anderson from his own 45. Gets about 15. Drops him at the 32-yard line, so not a terrible return. And the offense will have 2 timeouts in 26 seconds to see if they can add anything else to the scoreboard. Houston Thomas goes in motion here. Screen play set up for McEwen. Gets the pass, but he's stopped in bounds. Only a gain of 6, so we're going to see now a hurry-up look, trying to get things moving on this 2-minute drill. Junior quarterback McCown from the left-handed position in the quarterback spot. Finds DeCorian Clark streaking over the middle, and Clark, the savvy senior veteran, able to get out of bounds with about 6 seconds to go in this half. So we got one play, time for one shot play, and still 2 timeouts. McCown looking, throws. Amador is open. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Sophomore slot sensation, David Amador II, finds his way into the end zone right as the clock is winding down. 62-0 is the score at the end of the first half here. Chambers adding the extra point. It is up and good. 3 plays, 32 seconds. Take about 22 seconds off the clock. And now I believe we're going to get a pooch kick from Chambers and head into the halftime break. What a performance in this senior night game. Robert Henry Jr., 4 touchdowns on the day. Owen McCown, an absolute surgeon from the backfield, finding open receivers. David Amador II, DeCorian Clark having a monster first half. Devin McEwen as well. But the star of this show, Robert Henry Jr., 10 carries, 16.2 yards per rush, 162 total yards, and 4 touchdowns in that first half. He got time back in his college career, and he is making the absolute most of it. Like I mentioned, he's probably going to be on the Heisman finalist list. He is leading this team to a top 20 ranking in the nation. Navy did hold on and beat their opponent today to solidify themselves in the American Conference Championship. And as it stands right now, the way this one's looking at the end of one half, we will be seeing the Naval Academy make their way out to the University of Texas San Antonio campus to play here in the Alamo Dome for the American Conference title. Of your top 4 teams in the top 25, only one remains undefeated. UTSA starting the second half, also carrying a perfect record. By all accounts, that looks like it will continue. 63-0 is your score. We're going to see a wholesale change from the Army Black Knights. We still have the first team out there for UT San Antonio. Motion and pitch to the wingback. Finds a lot of room. Most amount of space so far, and that is Briggs Burdith, who gets about 8 yards on the pitch play. Most successful running play for Army this entire night. Now we're going to get a play action fake here. Quarterback looking to pass. Doesn't find anybody, but he finds enough space to get himself forward for a first down. Zach Mundell, junior, number 1, is now orchestrating probably the most yards we've seen this entire contest. Motion now, and on the halfback reverse, K.N. Roberts-Day adding to his tackles for loss total. He's able to get to him and drop him for a loss of about 3. Quarterback trying to make something work there on the option play, but Shad Banks Jr. is having none of it. Only a gain of 1. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12, and now Army trying to for the first time today. Pass play goes to the running back, but it is swatted away. Ty Leonard had pressure in that situation. Leonard having an absolute killer game along that right edge position. Punt goes to Anderson, who has one already returned for a touchdown. He fields it at about his 35, and will get it forward to the 47-yard line, just outside of midfield. So nice return there from the freshman receiver. I believe this will be the last series we see the starters for. Oh, McCown is going to get splattered. Andon Thomas, this big senior linebacker, number 51 from the Black Knights, absolutely unabated to the quarterback. I don't know if that was a protection error or if that was McCown not seeing the blitzer. Now he fires, finds McEwen open in space, so he's able to make up for getting sacked for the first time today. This offensive line not going to be happy with that one. McCown, 11 of 13 for 150 yards and 4 touchdowns in this contest. Now looking to throw after the play action fake. Finds Amador for a gain of 6 going across the formation. The junior quarterback will have a decision to make. He could obviously enter the transfer portal. He's shown enough so far this season that he can play with bigger teams and bigger conferences. Henry Jr. gets the handoff here, and the senior is almost ending his night perfectly. Brought down just outside the goal line here. Man, that one was close. This one, screen pass goes to DeCorian Clark. Easiest walk-in touchdown of his career. And that will bring out what I believe will be the second team for this UTSA absolute clinic being put on. Awesome to see the seniors go out with a bang, get a nice curtain call from Coach Clay Stonewall Merritt, but honestly, they were out for blood in this one. Did not matter that this was kind of a nothing burger. They would have qualified to host the conference championship no matter what because they had the better. Actually, if they would have lost this game, Navy ended up with an undefeated conference record, so they would have actually had to go on the road. So it's huge to get home field advantage in the conference championship that's going to be up and coming. You have the ability to make a lot of noise, and once you get on the playoff bracket, anything can happen. Cal was not a pick at the beginning of this season, yet we're seeing them here as now handoff goes to the left-hand side of the defense. Briggs Briardith with a 2-yard gain. It's just something that you can't express the importance of. Option play, pitch goes to the left side. Lots of space. Ooh, 2 men miss on the spin move. That one gonna look silly on film. We're seeing some of that youth and depth be tested here for UT San Antonio, but it's good for them to see this option attack before they see it coming up against Navy. Wing T formation here. We're gonna get a pass from Army, trying to pull it down and run. Not happening there. Kayan Roberts-Day, his 17th sack of this season. That will put him in sole possession of the league lead for the nation. Wing T formation, under 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Play action fake. Oh, nobody's covering the edge. Demian Wimberly, unabated to the quarterback. He gets a big sack on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 24 for this Army option attack. Option play once again. Quarterback keeps it, this time going to the right side. Gain of about 6, but that will bring up 4th down and 18. This will be the last play of the third quarter. 70-0 your score. UTSA trying to finish things up in a strong performance. Coach Clay Stonewall Merritt told us before this contest he wanted to see his team come out and play with passion, come out and try and earn that postseason experience. We're seeing them do just that as now Jamie Rhett and Emery Jr. run the option play for the final play of the third quarter. Now we will get that changeover. Shot of the top 25 here. UT San Antonio, number 17th in the country. 11-0 record, 7-0 in the conference. Right behind them, number 18 out of the Mountain West. The other highest ranked group of 5 team are the UNLV Rebels out of the Mountain West. And the start of the fourth quarter goes to Willie McCoy's, and Willie McCoy showing off that world-class speed. Gains a lot of yards on that one. All the way across midfield into Black Knight territory, 1st and 10 from about the 42-yard line. Emery with the handoff. He's going to get forward past first down marker. 16 on the play, and that will bring up yet another first down from now the 28-yard line. Handoff once again, inside carry, goes for about 8. That'll bring up 2nd down and 2. UTSA now just trying to milk the clock and get out of here as quickly as possible with everybody still intact. Left side dive goes only for 1. So the second team offense is going to have to convert on 3rd down. Not something that they've been great at in their relief efforts in these lopsided contests. McCoy gets the pop pass, lots of space, and that speed, pure speed. Willie McCoy on his senior night game, able to make it into the end zone. Awesome, awesome move. What a moment. That is the definition of a team guy, somebody that has not been as instrumental in a lot of these game plans. He's proving himself that if he's used in the postseason, he is going to be able to pay things off. That is a huge touchdown. 77-0 your score is now. Kickoff return makes it out to the 20. All of this is a formality. We just got to get to the end of this one. But that is awesome to see these guys that don't always get the starting love. And you know that they want to be playing more, but they just want the moments. And when those moments come and they get taken advantage of, it almost brings a tear to your eye. 2nd down and 10 up and coming. Fake now. Option keeper going to the left side. He will be dropped for a loss of 3 all the way in the backfield. Army looking to throw, going along the left sideline here. That's broken up. Good cornerback play along the sidelines. So Army's going to have an injury, and that will stop the clock with 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This punt will go and be fielded at about the 45-yard line and maybe brought back to about the 49 of Army. It is starting to feel like party time in the Alamo City. It's always a huge moment when this young program, as Brett keeps it on the read option here, and he's going to go down just trying to take as much clock as he can, but Army yet another injury, and that's going to stop the clock here outside of the 2-minute timeout. Counter play going to Emery this time. Finds a couple of blocks, and he'll be forward for about 6 on the play. Two-minute warning before we wrap this one up. Got to give credit to the Army Black Knights. They were trying to play the role of spoiler. They still have next week to look forward to as that option play goes nowhere and actually goes for negative yardage. Probably not the team you want to be running triple option against because they see it pretty often. They still have next week to look forward to in that standalone Army-Navy game as Emery Jr. is going to be taken down for a loss of 1. They could put something on the board that would make them feel even better, but Navy is good, but it's hard with rivalry games. You oftentimes have to throw records out the window. No slight to the midshipmen, but they are coming in here as heavy underdogs in a couple weeks. Chambers, no good on the mid-range field goal attempt. That is going to be something that needs to be addressed going into future seasons. Coach Merritt doesn't quite have the kicking game that he would like to. Chambers, a punter by trade, as that handoff will bring us under a minute left to go in this one. Onwanyu able to get the tackle for no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Starts off as a pass play, and he's just gonna get dropped. Nana Onwanyu, once again, 2 plays in a row. Huge tackles for loss, and that one goes down as a sack on the play. 3rd down and 12. 30 seconds and counting. Army just not comfortable dropping back and trying to throw. Kane Roberts-Day will push his season total of sacks out to 18. And I believe that will give him the title for this season. Punt return here. Brings out to about 45-yard line, but 20 seconds. See what this offense wants to do. Jamie Rhett probably just going to be asked to turn around and hand it off a couple of times. Oh, he's looking to throw, trying to go deep. Oh, Willie McCoy over the middle, not able to fit that one into that window. The freshman quarterback nearly had a pick. Would have been a terrible way for this one to end, and now we're just going to get a read option here. Rhett will keep it. Gain about 6 yards. That will bring us to the end of this game. What a performance. 77-0. It's not quite the offensive explosion that we've been seeing, but they pretty much went into coasting mode early on this one. 11 rushing attempts for Robert Henry Jr., 192 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. He wins your player of the game. Beautiful way to end this season. Beautiful way to end senior night. Thank you very much for tuning in to 94.3 The Bird and the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel. We're going to send it back to Jimmy Pilato in the studio. This has been Frankie the Horn Calderon here on the Rise of the Roadrunners series. Go Birds! And we'll see you next week.
Wow. What a way to end the season. Awesome performance from Coach Clay Merritt and the UT San Antonio Roadrunners. They thump Army, as we put it on the screen here. Thank you guys very much for coming back to us. Thank you for sticking through all of that. That was an awesome way to end the season. Senior night, Robert Henry Jr. goes for 4 touchdowns. Emory Jr. gets a touchdown on his senior night. Willie McCoy gets a touchdown on his senior night. And, of course, DeCordian Clark scores twice in his final game in the Alamo Dome in front of the Birds faithful. It was much needed because, as we were kind of seeing throughout the broadcast, when Navy beats Tulane, they end with an undefeated conference record. So if UT San Antonio had one mix-up, one time where they weren't 100% focused because Navy's loss was out of conference to Notre Dame, they would have had to go on the road and play in Annapolis. That did not happen. We get to see the Alamo City once again. We get to hear the faithful of the Birds up, going at it one more time. And after that, as it's playing out right now, we saw it on the screen a couple of times. Frankie mentioned it. It looks like Cal would be the opening round matchup, and the winner of the Cal and UT San Antonio game would go on to face Clemson in the second round of the playoffs. But we got to get there first. Have to win the conference before you can make the playoffs. But it is huge to get a home conference game. It is huge to end the season with 12-0 next to your name, 8-0 in the conference. In a young inaugural season of this entire series, and a young inaugural season of 94.3, Frankie Calderon calling games. We appreciate everybody who's tuned in. If you haven't watched all of the videos, you can check them out. We will have postseason action coming your way. The United States Naval Academy will go to the Alamo Dome to take on the undefeated UT San Antonio Roadrunners to see who goes and plays in this year's college football playoffs. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. For Frankie the Horn Calderon and myself, Jimmy Pilato, this has been Rise of the Roadrunners here on the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed, follow us, and we will see you guys next week.
If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit on the far end of the bench.